Today we are going to go through how to set up and run an AB line in your field. The following video will go through the necessary steps to set up your display for guidance or manual guidance for your AB line. You have your field icon. This is where you go whenever you're ready to start your field. And to start your field, you just hit the field icon. And you have an option here. You can create a new field or you can select an old field by name. We are going to create a new field today. If you have old fields saved on here and you want to go back to them, go ahead and select field by name and that'll pull up your old fields. You can also pull this stuff up from your USB stick if you got everything saved on a USB stick in your display. So when you got new field, just hit the green check. And next we come to pattern type. This is the page where you choose which kind of pattern that you want to use to cross your field. You can see anywhere from preform, headland, pivot, adaptive curve, identical curve, A+, and straight AB. Today we're going to do a straight AB line. Look for further videos coming soon where we will go into different patterns in each video for you. So we'll select AB and hit the green check. Next you see implement setup. This is where you enter in all your implement measurements. We have our width of 30 feet wide. Here is the overlap skip. That would be where you set in whatever amount of overlap you would like to have. Keep in mind your accuracy that you are running at with WAS. A 6 to 8 inch overlap minimum is a good idea when you're running WAS, when doing mowing, tillage, and things like that, combining. So we are planting corn today with our 30-foot wide corn planter, so we're going to leave this 0 for when we're planting corn. We don't want any overlap. Left-right offset. You will find some implements are offset. The hitch is not in the center of them. You need to measure the distance between the antenna, where it is on the tractor, to the left or right of the implement, whichever side it's offset to. And the best way to do that is to drive and draw a line on the ground where your drawbar is, because your antenna should be centered on your drawbar, and then measure to the center of your implement and mark that on the ground, and then measure the distance between the two, whether it's on the right or left side of your drawbar. You will also can enter an offset if you have implement tillage situations where you're getting implement drift, like a chisel plow for example. You could, if it's constantly pulling to the right, you could enter in offset to the right of 4 inches or 6 inches, whatever is needed to space your pass to pass accordingly. Forward back offset is from the antenna back to where your implement meets the ground. So if we're doing a corn planter today, we're going to measure from our antenna back to the seed tubes on the corn planter. Hitch to ground is a measurement from where you put your hitch pin through the drawbar back to the seed tubes on a corn planter. Or if you're mowing, it would be back to your cutter bar on your mowers. Implement draft, that is an area where you can enter in if it's pulling to one side or the other. You can enter that in there also. Most of the time we've been putting it in the left-right offset. As long as it's a consistent offset, it'll help correct that. And on the bottom you got your type of mount, whether it's a drawbar or you can change it to a 3-point. If you've got like a mounted mower or something like that that you're pulling with your tractor, or on a combine if you're pushing a header in front of you, you would want to choose a mounted implement. So then we'll hit the green check, and you can see our implement width is set for 30 feet. And we'll hit our green arrow to go next. Here you have the option of recording a boundary. I will go through that at a later video also on how to record a boundary, but for today we're going to choose no. This screen here, you have the option, if you would like to create a client farm field and event for whatever you are doing. So your client, we could set up as create new, and we can set it up for Lau and Young. So our client is Lau and Young. We can set up, if you have multiple different farms, you can set up a file for each different farm. We'll put back 40. For our farm and our field, we'll create a new field. If you have old fields in there, it's going to remember those. If you've named them already and done an event in those fields, it'll remember those names. You can just select an old field if you would like to, but we'll create a new one here, and we'll call this one the AB field because we're doing an AB line in this field. An event, we are planting corn. You can see I already have a plant set up in here, and it'll save your different implements in the screen for you, and just hit the green check. So you can see how we have our information set up. This will be how it is saved on the screen. To be able to pull it back up, you will have to meet all these naming criteria to pull that back up. Also, if you are using FarmWorks or software on your computer, this is how it'll be organized in your computer, in your software. If you do not want to put any of this in, all you need to do is hit the green check and go forward. This page here goes even into more detail for record keeping. You can see you have operator, license number, harvest year, location, vehicle, implement, application method. You even get into very specific things about wind speed, the direction, overall soil conditions, soil type, temperature, humidity, the specific crop you are doing. You could put corn in there, or beans, or hay. If you're spraying, you can put in which pest you are targeting, applied material, exactly what you're applying. If you're spraying, you could put Roundup. You have your fertilizer, and you have some custom items at the end. If you need to add something specific that you are doing, feel free to utilize these options. If you don't want to do anything, just hit the green check. And now we have actually opened our field. I am in demo mode here, so I need to give myself some speed. So you pull into your field, and whichever side of the field you want to base your AB line off of to give you straight lines across the whole field. Whenever you're ready to make your first pass, you can hit the A button, and it's going to plot an A point right on the screen. If you want to paint during your first pass, go ahead and turn your paint on so you know you've already covered that pass. And as you're driving, you can see the B icon lit up over here. It is best to drive the full length of the field and then press your B icon before you turn on the end. Once you drive 30 feet, you're going to see this B icon light up. You can press it now if you so desire. And once you press your B icon, then we can engage our steering to take over. You will see now that we've ran an AB line that our LED lights light up across the top of the screen. Looking at the screen across the top, you can see the LED lights. That is your light bar system, and you can remember we set our LED distance, meaning one red light represents 12 inches. So we have 3 lights in the center, and that is telling us we are right on our line. And you can also verify that by this icon up here is telling you how far you are in inches or feet on either side of the line. So if I disengage my steering and if I steer away from the line, you're going to see this number start to climb up. As it climbs up, now you see a red light lighting up on the top of the screen. Once I engage my steering, it's going to steer us back to the line. You're watching the feet and inches reduce or go down as it gets closer to the line, and you will see the LED lights coming back into the 3 center green lights. At any time while you're going through the field, if you need to turn your coverage off, all you need to do is tap this lower left-hand button, and that'll turn your coverage off as you're going through the field automatically. As you're going through the field, you see these like icons, this guidance icon lit up. So if you tap it, this is where you would nudge your line to the right, and if you look across the bottom, it says I nudged the line 1 inch to the right, or I can nudge it back to the left, and that'll take me back to 0 nudge. That's how the nudge works, so it's in the guidance tab. If we disengage our steering, at any time you can disengage by manually turning the wheel also. But let's see if we can turn around here. As you drive across the field, you're going to see your next lines pop up. And you have to be, right now I have it set up to be 6 foot or closer to the line, and your steering wheel goes yellow. At that point you can engage your steering at any time. And as soon as you engage your steering, your paint is turned on. It steers you into your line, and you can see right now we're at 0 inches on either side of the line, so we're right on our line. So when you're going through your field, you can see the skips on occasion as you're driving through the field that are not painted yellow, or if you have overlaps set into your implement, which on this one we do not, but if you would, they would paint the screen a slightly brighter yellow so that you know where you have overlapped or left a skip as you're going through the field. If I were to disengage the steering, and we'll turn the paint on, and I'll steer across where we've already covered, you can see the brighter yellow showing up where we are having overlap. Once your steering wheel goes yellow, we can engage it again, and we're back on our way. You will notice the whole time in the upper left hand corner we have a green satellite. In our area here in Ohio, we have lots of trees. Sometimes along the edges of the field you may see that go yellow. That means we've dropped enough satellites to where we don't have our correction anymore. Once you move away from the trees or drive past them, that will come back to green as soon as possible. The MPH you also see on this screen displayed consistently, so as I speed up and go at a faster speed, you will see it going up. There is a rock we placed in the field, and you can see how you could drive right back to it if you so desire. We can slow down our speed, and it's going to display that instantly as you slow down. This concludes our video on our AB line for today. This is the end of our AB line movie, talking about the different ways you can set up an AB line and the features that go along with it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact Lau and Young.